We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning. It is Friday, November 3rd, and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer, and we're going to take a look at the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi. But first, let's start with your weather forecast. Today we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a high of 79 and a low of 63, a 20% chance of rain. Your weekend outlook Saturday calls for rain with a high of 77 and a low of 64, 50% chance of rain. Sunday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 82 and a low of 64, 20% chance of rain. Monday, more partly cloudy skies with a high of 79 and a low of 63, 20% chance of rain. Let's take a look now at today's top headlines. Local veterans, community members, and elected officials gathered in Tupelo on Thursday morning to dedicate the city's new Vietnam Memorial Wall replica. They also recalled the memory of the war's veterans, both the living and the dead. That theme resounded in remarks made by officials, including House Speaker Philip Gunn and Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves. Tupelo's replica sits in Veterans Park. It is 60% of the size of the original wall in Washington, D.C. The memorial is constructed out of granite. It features two walls that form a wide angle and is inscribed with the names of more than 58,000 veterans who have been killed or gone missing in Vietnam. The project cost about $1 million. It received about $750,000 in state funds, with the rest of the money supplied by private donors in the city of Tupelo. The project was born by the initiative of a group of volunteers from neighboring Itawamba County. Meanwhile, crowds drifted the length of the wall on Thursday and remembered those whose lives were lost. Jimmy Long has been a fixture at MLM Clothiers for nearly 70 years, but he's about to retire from the business his father co-founded in 1940. To mark the occasion, friends, colleagues, and customers packed the store on Thursday to celebrate Long's career and his retirement. Long said quality clothing and top-notch service have been MLM's hallmark for over 50 years. The store celebrated its 75th anniversary in 2015. The always dapper Long has helped dress doctors, lawyers, CEOs, and everyday Joes. He likes to insist that one should dress better than you have to. Long said he's most enjoyed the relationships with the people in the community and the people in the business. Now, he said, he looks forward to spending more time with his family in retirement. Public school districts in Pontotoc, Union, and Lee counties will have a chance to win grant money over the next 3 years. A total of $1.5 million in grants will be funded by the Toyota Wellspring Education Fund. They will be for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Toyota Mississippi Vice President of Administration Mike Botkin announced the new grant program during the Create Foundation's annual meeting on Thursday. The Toyota Wellspring Fund is a $50 million endowment to enhance public education in those 3 counties. It was established by Toyota in 2007 and is administered by Create. Educators must apply for the grants, and the money will be made available before the start of the 2018-19 school year. Meanwhile, the Create Foundation also presented 3 awards during the annual meeting. Terry and Kathy Jackson received the McLean Award for Philanthropy, and the Columbus Air Force Base was given the Community Partnership Award. The James Hugh Ray Award was given to partners in achieving community excellence. And in sports, the Baldwin High School football team is ready for the state playoffs. In fact, some say that when the playoffs arrive, the Bearcats become a super team. Those are the words of O'Bannon coach Charles Moore, whose team will try to stop the top-seeded Bearcats in tonight's Class 2A playoff opener. Although Baldwin's record is only 5-5, the Bearcats have reached the North Half Final in 3 of the past 4 years. O'Bannon enters with a record of 7 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. The Green Wave finished 4th in a very tough division, with its 3 division losses coming by a combined 16 points. Baldwin is without top running back Jondrix Robinson, who broke his leg in a motorcycle accident last week. That puts more pressure on Corian Doss and quarterback John Swinney. Other key playoff games tonight include MS Palmer at Houston and Shannon at Louisville. Meanwhile, Teams in classes 1A, 5A, and 6A wrap up their regular seasons tonight. That does it for Newsbreak on this Friday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. Listen to the Memo podcast for a roundup of news and entertainment in Northeast Mississippi with hosts Emma Kent and Derek Russell. On today's episode, Jenna Parsons talks about what she ate on a recent trip to Italy and about the rest of this week's food section. Also, Scott Morris reviews Thank You for Your Service, and Derek has the highlights of the weekend entertainment scene. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or at memo.thejournal.com. Each story discussed on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at thejournal.com, where you can also catch a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning at 7 a.m. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Kiefer. Have a great Friday.